Hello, welcome to SoFly episode 3. It's 8:30 in the morning. I've got a coffee going, but nobody else does, and I don't really understand what's going on there.
I have 5-hour energy.
Yeah, you almost got a 5-hour energy going. It's a beautiful day, and we're recording on location today for the first time. Really excited to be down at Drift Outfitters on Queen Street in Toronto, and we're interviewing Rob, who's the owner here at Drift Outfitters, and we're going to be going through some questions with him about the fly shop and also like where he's from and what he fishes for. And then later we'll talk about the International Fly Fishing Festival, right?
Yep,
Fourth one.
All
right. So
next weekend.
Yeah, they're going to be hosting it next weekend here at Drift, so we're going to talk about that. But first, like I said, 8:30 in the morning, beautiful day, and we're not on the river fishing. What's going on?
It's March.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
I guess so, yeah.
Half of the river is not open.
Everything's still pretty cold, quiet.
And they're near blown as well. It's rain and snow melt, so they're pretty chocolatey right now.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's not a big deal. We got the next best thing going. And so to kick it off, my name's Mitch, and I'm joined again with Yilma.
Hey guys, how you doing?
And Gab.
Hey, what's up?
And of course, our guest today, Rob. Rob, how's it going?
Very well. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Right on. It's going to be a busy day for you think?
Yeah, it should be. Saturday's going to be quite good. Starting off with this, great way to start. And hopefully we have a stellar day in the shop as well.
We're not going to be recording and customers coming in at any point, are we?
No, we should unless they arrive early. We're closed right now. Yeah.
Right on. Well, you know what? It's Saturday. It's almost the fishing season opening. Trout's going to be open in like a month.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so you could probably expect a lot of people coming to get some leaders. I know that I need to stock my trout box. It's completely empty, so I'll be here probably next weekend.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
But first, Rob, how's it going? And we want to know, what's your fishing story? Where are you from? What's your deal?
Well, it's a long story. How much time do you have?
Oh, we got all day.
No. I got a girlfriend.
That's right. Yeah, priorities. Yeah. So myself, I'm from Toronto. Born and raised in Toronto. I've escaped every chance that I have ever had to leave the city and do other things. My family has a farm property I spent my summers on as a kid, or cottaging type of thing.
Where's the farm?
Burkes Falls, Ontario. So about 3 hours north. You shoot up the 11. Up the 400, up the 11, and you hit Burkes Falls. Just maybe 40 minutes past Huntsville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Algonquin there.
Is that near like a body of water?
Many of them. Close to Lake Bernard, Horn Lake, Lake CC, Benomic Lake, Magneto River, and then Algonquin Park's just to the east a little bit.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, so it's central to a lot of stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what kind of stuff when did you start fly fishing?
I was probably 17 years old, I'd say. I picked up my first fly rod, went to Canadian Tire, got like a Daiwa special, just the cheapest thing on the rack there.
Same.
Still have it, it works awesome still.
My first rod was a Daiwa.
Yeah. Everybody's first rod of Daiwa.
That's a go-to. Most definitely, yeah. So like my fly fishing career surely ended after I bought that rod. And like within like days, I actually walked through a spring-loaded door and forgot how long the rod was. And very quickly I heard a snap, a little twist of the wrist, and like, way, absolutely met its fate, totally gone. Then maybe like a year later, I got it fixed and got back onto the lake and fly fished a bit.
So 17, you started fly fishing.
Yep.
So did you spin fish before that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's what I grew up on. Worms and bobbers as a kid up in that family farm property, a small little stream called Sterling Creek. I grew up with like those red and white bobbers and split shot, a box of worms from the local gas station.
Yes, we know them too.
I still use them.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
They work. Hey, you know what? Sometimes, for me, it's getting kids into the sport. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's approachable. They can put the rod down, run around for 20 minutes, and come back to the rod, and maybe there's a fish on the end. They have a great time. Mm-hmm. I can go through spiel how to get kids into fishing, but I think it's just the best way to do it. Worms and bobbers or spinners and all that. And I have nothing against spinning gear. There's a whole, elitism within fly fishing. There are people think you shouldn't do this, spinning gear, bait casting. But we're all trying to do the same thing with just different gear.
I always talk shit against spinning, but I don't have anything against them. Just,
I'd say nowadays, 95% of my angling is with a fly rod, and then a couple times in my cottage per year, I'll get my bait casters back out, throw some top waters, and have some.
That's the best time to get those rods out.
Yeah.
When you're just at the cottage chilling.
Oh yeah.
You just want to cast out, catch some fish,
drinking beer.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Throwing
You gotta get
bobbers.
the feathering of the spool back. You get the thumb in touch with the bait caster.
Yeah.
Oh,
You need
Start
every
smart.
year. Yeah.
I had a Ninja Turtle one.
Really, that's pretty badass.
Was it slow?
Eh?
Was it slow?
No, it was good.
It's a joke.
I don't remember.
Because you had Ninja Turtle.
Right on.
Jokes, it's too early.
So if you started fly fishing when you were 17,
Yep.
in pretty incredible region, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So what was your first fish on the fly rod?
Smallies, smallmouth bass.
Smallmouth bass.
Yeah.
Mine, Yilma's,
Yeah.
I think, right?
Right on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Touch hands.
That was a brook trout, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There was no bass where I grew up.
Yeah. Well, smallies are great to angle for, like for your first fish and first time fly fishing. Trout can be exceptionally fussy. Bass can be fussy as well, but bass definitely tend to cooperate a lot more.
Yeah.
And why I say why put somebody onto hard fish initially? Get them fishing, get them catching fish, get them stoked, and bass do that for you. So
Yeah.
I was very happy to have smallies my first
Whatever
fish.
the size.
Oh,
They're
exactly.
always fighting really
Yeah.
hard, so it's fun.
Exactly, and they take stuff off the top too. The explosion on the top with these mouse patterns, like little muddlers, you can just sort of skate, or even Atlantic salmon flies for smallmouth bass, like bombers, work exceptionally well.
Yeah.
So
And they love to go hairborne.
no,
It's-
most
it gets you
definitely
excited. Yeah.
big time, exactly.
Yeah, fish is smallmouth. Was there good trout fishing up in the region you're from?
From
Algonquin Park, right?
Oh yeah, to the east. Yeah, I never did much trout when I was a kid. Like the most trout fishing I ever did was actually at Bird's Trout Farm in Stouffville, Ontario.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right
what a
on.
plug!
out.
And so I used to go up there with my grandfather. He lived just north of there, and we go there and spend way too much money on the fish we caught. But I was ecstatic about it. Get a worm and a bobber once again, and go catch some big rainbows in these stock ponds. And the feeling of accomplishment was theirs. It was exceptional.
Absolutely.
As a kid.
Yeah.
And they got me really, really hooked. Like the instant feedback of catching a fish, and that thrill I got. So that was my first trout fishing, really.
What were the trout like? What were the rainbows like in a trout pond? Like, were they nice shape, nice fish?
Oh, I thought they were beautiful.
They're not bad. They
Yeah,
can
look like a
vary.
football.
Like they're pond fish, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the stocking of the fish and how well they're raised. If you look at some of the hatcheries around here and like some of the ponds, like say the Franklin Club, for example, their fish are gorgeous. Jim, the operator of that hatchery up there, and I think of the entire place actually, he has a phenomenal stocking program. His brood stock are great. The fish in the raceways, they're well looked after, and as they're introduced into the pond, they actually have this beautiful, like, fresh fish look to them. I've seen into other locations where the fish that come out of raceways have like fused gill plates.
Yeah,
They don't look
like
great.
Their fins are like
Can't be
the war,
worse
because
than
they're up against each other, right?
Yeah.
And they lose their adipose fin too, like I've seen.
Yeah.
Some stock fish, right? Because they rub.
Can't
against
be
each
worse than
Yeah.
the Toronto Sportsman Show tank.
other. Oh god.
That's depressing. I don't know how
That's just
that
dark.
happened.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
pretty
Yeah,
bad.
it's pretty nasty. Yeah, they need to definitely stop that. Or it's very
That's
depressing.
something I got to think about for sure.
Yeah, that's
Where's
cruelty.
the Franklin Club?
That is in Mount Albert, so just
Okay.
east of Newmarket.
Okay, yeah, because I've heard the name, I've seen the name like everywhere. And I always wonder like what.
I've talked to somebody from there, and he was like, "Yeah, you should totally try it."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Private
cool.
club.
It's a private club. Yeah, it definitely is. It's approachable as well. It's not overly expensive. It's a great place to, if you're looking to catch fish, there you go. It's perfect. The ponds are beautiful. There's boats to use. They have pro staff on hand. It's actually quite a good place to go and spend some time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's actually reminds me of like one lake that I fished back in near Ottawa. It's called Horseshoe Lake. It's Bing Retreat. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No, I've not.
It's like this guy stocks this lake that he owns with rainbows and browns and brook trout too.
Okay,
But
yeah.
the rainbows get huge because it's like 150 feet deep and they
Whoa.
all just hang out.
Wow.
And you just drift dragonfly nymphs.
Yeah.
Like you just sit there like this, right? It's kind of like a boring way to fish, but it's kind of nice too because you know
catch
you're
this
doing it
chill,
right
yeah.
because you're just sitting there just drifting around. And the rainbows are huge and they jump out of the water in the lake. It's so cool.
That's pretty awesome.
But
yeah.
no, that's interesting. You started fishing smallmouth bass on the fly rod.
Yeah.
Why did you get into fly fishing? Like, what made you pick up a rod?
Oh man. So in my early teens and through all my teens, I was fishing obsessed. Every moment that I had was outdoors at the cottage, just on the water constantly. And with my spinning gear and bait casters, I got extremely proficient. I caught tons of fish very quickly and wanted that next challenge.
It was a challenge again,
Yeah, and there was that moment of like a river runs through it type thing where you watch the movie,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god,
dude.
I
The
want to be that
spike
guy.
for fly shop guys.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I used to work at a fly shop.
Yep.
And the owner told me like, yeah, man, like 5
Boom.
years ago, 10 years
Yeah.
ago, when that movie came out,
Huge.
everybody bought fly
Yeah.
rods, and
Yeah,
then now they're all in their closets, like just collecting dust because they forgot about the film. They wanted to be Brad Pitt.
I actually had clients last year when I was guiding still, and they like one of the guys said, "Look, I've watched that movie. I want to be Brad Pitt standing on a rock in the middle of the river." I'm like, "Okay, sure, I can help you get to that phase, but first, forget everything you saw in that movie because it is Hollywood."
You
And
hit the gym.
Yeah. Plastic surgery, cut out your hair.
Yep.
It is going to be a pain in the ass, but we can get you there. We got the gear.
Yep.
We're halfway
We have the
there.
technology. We can make this happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right on. Right
Yeah.
on. Okay, so fast forward to now.
Yeah.
You fly fished, you moved to Toronto, all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, from Toronto, but that's old cottaging, yeah.
Old cottage up there, so
Yeah.
back and forth. You guys still have that up there?
We do, actually, yeah, the cottage. So for cottage and the farm, actually. So the cottage exists on Lake Menominee, small little lake, and the farm is in Burks Falls. So about 40 minutes away, and one is like nearly abandoned, and the other one is well, the abandoned place, the farm, is my sort of playground. I love that place more than anything itself.
That's awesome.
I would marry my farm if I could.
Oh, hell yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah.
I feel the same way about river trip. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Right on. So, okay, fast forward then, and I know that when Drift was opening up, Yilma and I were real excited.
Yeah,
Because
was
Yilma
too.
works just down
Everybody
the street.
was.
Yeah.
Gab was stoked. Yilma like works really close by, so it's like lunch break.
Yeah.
Head to the fly shop and spend all my money kind of thing.
Yeah, my
The
bank
fly
account
fishing
loves
community
raw.
from Toronto was excited.
Yeah.
We were
Absolutely.
shopless for like what 8 months.
So how did you get to the point of thinking like, because that's obviously quite a romantic thing. Like I would love to own a fly shop one day. That'd be sick, right? Like just open one up and you just fly fishing every day.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you must
hilarious.
just,
Yeah, like
you must
do
just
fly
go
fishing every
back
day.
and practice casting, go fishing on lunch.
That is very far from reality.
Well, what's the deal? How did you get into it, and what's it like owning a fly shop? Like for the first, because you guys have been open now for
Just over 8 months, maybe 9 months now.
so it's fairly new.
Pretty
place.
new, very, very new.
So new experience. Did you have any stores before?
No. So I used to work for a fly shop in Toronto. I guess my progression into the world of fly fishing as a professional, so to speak, I started off at guide school in Montana. I left guide school, came back to Toronto, got a job pretty much right away after a quick trip to Iceland. And then worked for a year and a half in a fly shop in Toronto. I learned the sort of do's and don'ts. And then eventually what happened was the fly shop that was in the city shut down, moved out, and there was a huge opportunity to jump into a very well-known location. And I had a plan together for about 9 months or so to open a fly shop, regardless if it was in town or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that a huge barn door just swung open and allowed for me to sort of slide right in.
Right.
Timing was right.
It was perfect.
Yeah, good timing.
The plan was very complete. Just the high gear side of things had to kick in, and it was just a bit of a crash bang to get open. It was awesome. It was, there was no sleep involved. It was, a few months there of just, painstaking work with tons of support from the local community as well. My sales reps were phenomenal. There was no issues getting stuff into the shop, and I had friends and family who volunteered their time, which I was blown away by. Like, Rob, we want to see you do well. But, what do you need? Tell us and we will do it for you. I was blown away.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Secret for success.
Yeah.
Full involvement.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, support and community involvement. That's huge.
And you
Most
knew
definitely,
all the reps before too.
Oh, yeah,
of
that
the-
helped.
of the fly shop experience you had before. You
yeah.
You knew the guys. And
Oh yeah, as soon as I signed the lease, like the phone calls went out to the sales reps, and they were like, "Holy crap, let's make this happen!"
Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
It's funny too because we kind of glazed over it because I said, "How did you get into fly fishing?" and then fast forward to now.
Yeah.
But you were a guide. You went to guide school in Montana.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
What the hell
I was
that?
waiting for you to touch on that. Yeah.
Guide school in Montana. Montana looks.
I've looked it up. That whole program. It looks pretty amazing.
So there are a few different schools. There's I think there's Sweetwater, but the one I chose to go with was the Clark Fork River Guide School. Don Dale is the owner and operator of the Clark Fork River Lodge, I think it's called.
Okay.
And it's based out of St. Regis, Montana. So I was looking through schools because when I went to the school itself, I thought about what do I want to do with my life, and went through a few career changes. I was a chef for many years. I was
a chef?
was in agriculture for a while as
I don't
well.
think we have enough time for the show.
We don't have enough time.
We're going to bring
This
Rob
guy did
next week
everything.
again.
Life and Times of Rob Sestak.
Yeah.
Guide, chef, like
He just turned 19 the other day.
And oh geez, where was I? Yeah, so I decided to make fly fishing my career path, and thought the best way to do it was to get something officially on the books in terms of education and qualifications. Even though the Montana qualification, or even just the program, wouldn't actually matter too much in Ontario, but it was a great stepping stone to get into it itself. Prove to the industry and prove to other shops or potential employers that I'm serious about this.
Give some credibility.
Exactly, yeah. There are a lot of moonlighters who guide and do this stuff around, but if somebody actually does take it seriously and put the effort to go to Montana, drive out there, spend 12 to 15 days at school,
serious.
drop the money down to do it, the person has intention and they really want to exceed in it, not just kind of dabble, do a little bit. Yeah.
How was it to see Montana from your real highs, to be there?
Oh, yeah.
You always see it in videos
Oh, it's
or
insane,
in the books. but
Montana
to be
is
there-
unbelievable. The quality of fishery, just how beautiful it is, too. Like, when I did come back from that trip, because I went to Montana, shot up to Fernie to visit a friend, so fished in the Elk River and the Wigwam, then came back and I looked at the local trout fisheries that I was fishing before. And I'm like, wow, my rods went away for about a month. You know, it's just you're in the pristine, primo, absolutely gorgeous. You know, you're in Big Sky country, and you come back to Ontario was great, mind you, but there's just another level of fishing out there. It's
there's less an elevation in Ontario.
Yeah, we got a couple of hills. Yeah,
I was thinking about that. Like Ontario is like unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's so awesome, you know.
Yeah.
But you see pictures from out west of Montana, it's like, oh man, how can that not be so great?
Yeah.
Like, it just looks so much. It's just different.
Oh yeah, my suggestion is if you ever have a chance to make the pilgrimage out west and fish like the mecca of fly fishing in North America, like Montana, Utah, and all that, do it. You will not regret it 1 second. It's phenomenal, beautiful. Yeah.
Cool. So that qualifies you to guide, do all that stuff in the States, then, right?
Well, it's a prep school basically for the guide qualification for each state. So Montana has their own guiding license, and then you would just use the basic knowledge to do what you want afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's amazing was 12 days of guide school. Half the day was spent on the water fishing in the afternoons, pretty much, and then the morning was all theoretical sort of stuff like client employer relationships,
right? Like business stuff.
Exactly that. Bug identification as well. Like even basic knot tying.
That's cool.
It was worth. Cool. I would do it again just for the fun of it. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
the instructors were great. We fished nonstop on the Clark Fork. I met some phenomenal people. My buddy, a friend of mine now I made from guide school, Dominic Smeto, has a fly shop down in Arkansas. Two Rivers Fly Shop. We stay in touch.
Two Rivers Fly Shop. Yeah, I know. I've been to that place.
No, yeah. So he's cool. He's a cool guy. He's definitely a Southern boy. He's awesome. Yeah. And other friends, like one of the instructors too, has a fly shop out in the Sierras in California. Sierra Trout Magnet. So the connections I made there were pretty awesome.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I guess are we going back to school or?
Yeah,
sure. I think you should
kind of slow down.
Yeah, most definitely. You guys should do it.
Man, I heard that there's in Penn State. They have like a fly fishing course.
They do, yeah. There's some accredited ones. Actually, Ian Cullen James, I believe, the late Ian Cullen James, he had a course where he was actually university credits. Wow. I think it was for fly fishing or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I never.
No, that was Ontario.
You did Ontario?
Yeah, I think it was Mohawk or something.
Okay,
I can't be too exactly sure.
That's cool.
I'm pretty sure out east, there's probably some course you can take. I think there's like a college degree in Quebec for Atlantic salmon guiding.
Really?
Like it's like with a college.
Interesting.
And then so you get like I think from the government you get a paper to say, hey, Atlantic salmon guide.
Major in economics, minor in guides.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Okay, so wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then when you move forward, you opened up a shop.
Yep.
You said it was obviously it's tough to open up. Like this is a great shop. We're surrounded right now by products everywhere, fly tying materials. We've got clothing and outdoor gear, bags, boats, like rods. There's got to be quite a bit of like hurdles to get to that point, right? Like what kind of stuff did you face? What was the challenges in opening up the shop?
Oh wow, where do I begin? How much time do you have? It's a whole other podcast.
Couple of the big ones.
Yeah, for the foremost, like it was actually all the sales reps of the companies were very willing to cooperate, and there was very little I guess convincing to be done. Mm-hmm. The city needed a fly shop, and they were happy just to jump on board and get their stuff into the shop. Biggest thing was staffing. Staffing's an issue in terms of finding the right person who's qualified to work in a fly shop. In terms
you got a great guy here.
Oh, Chris,
exactly. Yeah, I was beyond happy and lucky to get Chris on board. I've known Chris for I guess 4 years or something like that, about that or so. And we stayed in contact. We fished together a few times. We would shoot photos of flies back and forth, just doing what fishing guys do. Mm-hmm. And when he used to work at Sail Sports, one of the the competition, so to speak. Sail. And he was probably one of the best employees at the shop. And when I had this plan together to open this place up, I told him look, this is what I'm doing. Do you want a job here? And it was basically a yes on the spot. And he's beyond talented, so I'm beyond lucky to have him. He's a phenomenal fly tyer. He's very well fished. He's a very fishy dude for all the right reasons. I'm very, very happy to have him. And
he's like the Jonathan Tabe of fly fishing. He's young, but he's like Mr. Serious.
Yes,
fly
he
fishing
is.
Like
most definitely. He takes it very seriously. It's not a joking thing. It's not a part-time thing. It's a full-time thing for him. It's incredible.
And he's a great tyer too. Like you guys have had some courses and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, he teaches our introductory courses, and he's 18 years old now, and I can't believe his fly tying. I'll admit it, he's better. He's better than me. I can't deny that.
He's doing like Atlantic patterns and stuff.
Wings. Atlantic.
He was winging flies.
Swing flies.
There you go.
He's done casting competitions as well, and doesn't he teach it?
I think so.
I'm not sure about casting competitions. He's gone to a couple of fishing competitions out for fly fishing comps. One on the Grand River, and there are a few more coming this year that he'll be signing up with as well.
Damn, you can't cast.
Yeah, he's a great
Been fishing
caster.
with him a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
times, and he puts me to shame every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so staffing was definitely is an issue. We're looking for a part-time guy here as well, and trying to find someone with knowledge base in saltwater, freshwater, local fisheries, Atlantic salmon fishing, fly tying, and someone who wants to work in a fly shop. I guess people think it'd be an easy shoe-in, but there's a lot actually. For example, in a day we get guys. In a day we had a guy who was going off to fish for sailfish. And what you need for that? Okay, well, 14-weight rod or larger. You need what hooks, what lines, what this, and like having the knowledge base. The guy, if you didn't have the knowledge base, guy would look at you like, why are you working in a fly shop?
Exactly.
You got to be able to help.
Yeah, then that attorney, you have a guy coming into the shop asking how to get into the sport, and you have another guy coming in looking for Atlantic salmon flies for a certain river.
Yeah.
Then you have guys who want to get into bass fishing, for example. Then you have to have all that knowledge base there. What products we have in the shop. When to use waders, when you can get away without waders. What packs will suit a better situation. What feathers are used for what, and that's a huge thing. Fly tying is a whole world to itself. Trying to find someone with all that knowledge base is quite difficult, actually.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like this shop here. You guys get people coming like, oh, I'm going saltwater fishing, or I'm going here.
Oh, tiger fish in Africa.
Yeah.
Actually, a guy last week came in. He's like, I'm going for a tiger fish. What do I need? Well, wire leader for one. Like,
You need
flies.
wires.
So
chainmail.
You need
Face
to not
mask it
go
in
into the water. And you definitely do not need waders. Because you do not go into that water.
That's crazy. So wow, it's such a diverse client base.
It is. It's incredible. The people that we meet in the shop on a day-to-day basis blows me away. You made friends pretty quickly in the shop with a number of customers. We just got along, and you trade stories, and you realize that, wow, between you and I and everybody else, like, we fish the world, and you can all share your experiences, and it's really cool to be a fly on a wall in a fly shop would be a very cool thing. And just we should actually have a podcast ongoing in the shop. Just have a little camera up there and
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
It's like a live Periscope feed.
Yeah.
All goes on at the fly shop. Right on. Okay, so probably an obvious question, or obvious answer rather, but you touched on sale.
Yep.
It's something we've talked about a lot.
Yep.
We're not a big fan of the big box type stores.
No.
We just find
Not anymore.
they've got a lot of product, but I'm looking around right now and it's like, there's no way their fly section's as big as this.
And not going to a Etobicoke when you can come downtown.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the difference really? Like, what do you see? Do you think for beginners it's better to come here, or is it better to go sale? Like, what's the benefit?
Ooh, that's a loaded
always better to
question.
come here.
And I'll probably try to answer it in the most unbiased way possible.
Yeah.
But if you look at the big box stores, some of them are great. Like they have some selection in the U.S. Actually, the selections of fly shops in big box stores, like say in Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's, is quite larger. Locally, they're not great. They're undersupplied. Staffing can be an issue in a few locations. My friends who work at Bass Pro Shop, they're quite knowledgeable in the fly section. I find the fly selection is not nearly what we do have as well. On the off day, those guys aren't there. The knowledge base is just not present itself. We've had clients come into this shop and where I used to work as well in an old fly shop with setups that didn't make sense. They would come in with a wrong rod, line, reel, flies, leader, everything just didn't work together, and they were sold, maybe $300, $500, $10,000 worth of product. And that's a big difference when you come to a local fly shop, not just Drift, but any local fly shop. You're really looking for information, looking for local information, current information, the right information, and like guidance on how to get into the sport, and also buying what you need versus like what some guy is trying to sell you. Well, one big thing that I really focus on in the shop, and Chris does too, is you can call it downselling to a degree. Like upselling is always a key term in business, where you want to like push the extra product, push the better rod, push the better bottle of wine in a restaurant as a server.
Absolutely.
But a good lesson I learned was from a restaurant called Biff's. Beefs?
Yeah.
No, was it Beefs? No, maybe it was that.
I know, Biff's.
Biff's, yeah.
I think it's Biff's.
It wasn't. It was called Jump. There we go. It was Jump. Yeah. Jump.
Yeah. Anyways, go on.
So I was there when I was a chef. When I was younger, we went through a seminar on customer service and like what their initiatives are. Like, because they had a great rating at one point. I think they still do for customer service and retention and all that sort of jazz. And one thing they said is that they actually they focus on downselling. They want you to have the far better experience and value for your product than being ripped off at the end of the day, because you will feel it, you will resent it, you won't come back, and you'll have hard feelings towards that place.
Absolutely.
So they said, like, and it was simple, like even in the application process, they would ask their prospective employees, like, so what do you think about this? How would you sell this customer this? And if the guy said, look, I can sell anybody anything, I can sell a $1,000 bottle of wine and this and that, and they would say, like, at the end of the interview, well, thank you, but no thank you. And the guy asked why, like, well, our beliefs don't line up with yours and the way we conduct business, because we want that customer to actually have great value, great knowledge, have that great experience, and then come back and,
Yeah.
I feel now experience is a big deal. And to customer service, like it's not necessarily what you're selling, it's how and what you provide after.
Yeah, exactly. And then the follow-up and care knowledge, too. Like, if you go to Bass Pro Shop, sure, you can pick up a kit there, but or sale, for example, but if you get the wrong knowledge and where to fish, where to go, how to set things up, you're not going to have a great time. No. Imagine the first-time angler going into a fly shop, getting the wrong gear.
You might slip in.
This old Yoma, a pair of wading boots for saltwater.
Oh, yeah. They'd be great if you were in saltwater, like freshwater.
These are saltwater boots.
Yeah.
We're in Southern Ontario in the Cold River.
Yeah.
Poor me.
Oh, you broke a rod because of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It's a slippery soles, and you went down.
Ironically, the day after you told me I was going to slip.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like those are going to freeze. Those are going to freeze, and they're going to just slide down the mud, and it did.
Yeah, I swear it didn't make it happen. It's just coincidence. Yeah.
Well, now I have saltwater boots,
So if you ever go to saltwater, you're set.
Which I am for sure.
True.
Yeah. I think those stores do have a place. And given they are on the outskirts of Toronto, they're more approachable in terms of driving. But it's really the better experience, the more specialized gear, and just the really honest, good service. Local fly shops, I think, in my opinion, are the way to go. Whether it's here, whether it's the Grindstone, or at the First Cast, or shops around Grand River Outfitting at Fergus. Go there, support local, support small, and this is what passionate guys are doing to actually spur on the sport.
Yeah. And that's why I said I think it's an obvious answer, but I wanted to hear it from you. Because, the thing is, too, I've heard from time and time again, like, you go to a new place to fish, and a place you're not familiar with, go to the local shop, and the guys will help you out. Like, they want to see you do well, even on their local rivers, even if it's like, because I went down to New York to the Adirondacks there and hit up the shop there, and they gave us the flies and it was right on spot because we looked it up after. They were like, they wanted us to do well.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they get lots of pressure, but, like, they
most
want to help.
It's way better for them to wanting you to do well.
That's what they're there for.
Exactly.
Yeah. If they don't do it, if they're not doing that job, they should not be working a fly shop. And there should not be a fly
shop. You
shop.
need to do something, and I do it, and it never works. I'll be okay. I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, the fly shop too. It's the personableness of the shop is important because it's basically like. It's like a bar in a sense, People come to hang out. You have regulars.
We totally do. Yeah. We know like most of our customers by name if they've been in the shop a few times. And we sit and chat. We know their stories and all that.
Yeah, just hang out, right?
Yeah,
that's
most definitely.
You guys want to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a 5-minute break. We're going to be right back with Rob from Drift.
The famous Chris just entered.
Yes, Chris. We were just talking about you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We had a whole segment on Chris.
There's a whole chapter in the podcast.
Life and Times of Chris.
It'll be next.
Paddleboards. You guys were talking about paddleboards a second ago.
Yeah. I saw somebody fly fishing on a paddleboard.
Yep.
Is that possible? Is that like a meme? Like
Most
a joke?
No, not at all. I think it's very possible. It's very doable. If you can even Google search like fly, stand-up paddleboard fly fishing, and there's videos of actually a woman landing a small sailfish on paddleboard in the ocean. So it's very doable. If she can do it, land like a 50-pound small sailfish, you can definitely land.
That's so crazy.
Like bass and trout.
But what's
paddleboarding, yoga, Pilates. Because I don't know.
There's yoga paddleboards, specialty for
you guys. Most definitely. Yeah, there is. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually pick up one up for myself come this spring, and I'll be utilizing the Toronto Harbor a lot more for my own personal fishing. I don't have time to jump out of the city as much anymore, and so why burn 2 hours in traffic when I can just inflate a paddleboard, paddle over to the spit.
Well, speaking of which, so as a beginner, obviously. Where do I fish in the city? Like, what are the best locations?
Cool. There's a bunch around.
Without giving away the spots, of course.
Oh no, whatever. I'm happy to give away spots. There's some spots I won't.
Don River, right?
Oh yeah, I won't.
You're going to catch anything, but we're going to tell you where to fish.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him catch a fich. Exactly. That's my sort of thing.
Yeah, we know all about that.
Yeah. Some more than some.
Yeah, these horses have been to the river and had some problems.
It's all the learning curve. Yeah,
it is.
But I've been on a paddleboard with I took my girlfriend out and without the rod, but that's my future project. But it's silent too.
Here in Toronto?
Yeah. Just at what's it called again?
Sugar
Beach. Sugar Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sugar Beach.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm paddleboarding, and right under me there's like this huge pipe. Yeah. It's not even moving a centimeter because it's so silent.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can get.
Oh yeah.
For carp, it'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, exactly that. I was going to say for carp, if you head over to the Leslie Street Spit, Tommy Thompson Park, and you paddleboard out, they're silent, they're very quiet boards. If you get the inflatable ones too, they're even more quiet.
Yeah.
And you can actually approach and really stockfish with them. There's no issue with stability. You have to pick up the right board for the job. A wider base board, definitely that's what you want to be looking for versus one made for speed.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
How much does a paddleboard run you?
Anywhere from like really entry ones, like about $1,000 or so, up to $2,000 or so.
Okay.
There's also the permanent, like the actual foam board. So you
Yeah.
can also get inflatable ones too, which are probably a better option. Like in Toronto, I live in a condo.
Yeah.
I can't bring a 14-foot board into my
We're
elevator.
all in
and,
the same boat here.
Inflatable with my casting, man. I'm going to be in the water in like 10 seconds. Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm going down.
Pretty solid. Though. The top it's pretty solid.
Oh, yeah,
You're
they're
not gonna
tough.
Get a fly-in there.
Oh no, they're not like dollar store inner tubes.
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
they're pretty solid. Yeah.
So fly fishing around Toronto for Yama.
Yeah.
And for all, like I would love to know too.
I love
Yeah.
less
'Cause I'm
respect
always
for
going
carp. I always
Yeah.
always talk about carp, but
Yeah.
that's where I go.
Yeah.
Like, and there's amazing flats.
Yeah, and carp is a great urban fish because they suffer through very poor water quality and they thrive really.
Yeah.
But if you look across Toronto, like from the Rouge River, you can fish the Rouge. There's steelhead in there. You get to run a salmon as well. You get a small amount of resident bass there in the summer as well. Nothing I'd go and target, but you may catch one.
Okay.
Yeah. As you head west, you get things like the Dawn River. Highland Creek's one as well. It gets some fish that run up Highland Creek. Once again, not a huge run, but they are there. They just do stock it with Chinook salmon, I believe. You get some steelhead that run up there, and I think some Atlantics. I think they're stocking the river with them as well.
Okay.
The Rouge, they are stocking the Atlantics, I believe.
So if I wanted to hop on the subway
Yep.
with my fly rod,
Dawn River and the Humber River. Now,
Yeah.
believe it or not, the Dawn River, it's under the radar of a lot of guys.
So many salmon in there.
It gets actually a pretty substantial salmon run of the Chinook salmon. They do stock it with the Chinook salmon.
Any steelhead?
Very, very, very few. If you want to go out
lost
and
one?
fish for steelhead, good luck.
Yeah.
You may get a couple. There are some regulatory brown trout that do run the river as well, but not very many once again. The great thing about the Dawn is it's under the radar of a lot of people, and because there aren't huge steelhead runs, it doesn't get a lot of pressure. So if you want some water to yourself to go have a nice day in the city, and I've been down there and I've had deer walk beside me in downtown Toronto. It's like, what the hell just happened there?
that's kind of cool.
pretty
Close
cool.
to my place.
Yeah.
I like around Eglinton.
Yeah.
That area. There's deer everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Coyotes too.
Yeah,
Like,
no, there's wildlife in downtown Toronto. There was a deer, I think, that actually made its way over into like Bay Street at one point. They had to go trank it and remove it from the city, but there's wildlife around here. So the Humber River is great too. The Humber River is probably the most accessible river I've ever seen. There's a subway stop on top of the river. You can walk down with a set of stairs right to the river. So it's pretty awesome.
crazy.
There's 2 parking lots you can access at Etienne Brule Park. You can fish for steelhead and salmon there. There are carp in there in the summer, and then suckers and all that as well. And to go fish for an afternoon, if it swims and has fins, it's game. Yeah. The south side of the island itself has some pretty big flat type areas, and lots of carp exist there. If you head to Tommy Thompson Park, on the weekends, you actually walk out to all the little bays. There's tons and tons of carp, and carp are great. As I mentioned, like they're the great urban fishery. They're very spooky, actually. They're quite a technical fish.
Yeah.
You have to sort of know your stuff and be able to catch those fish. So it's
I
great
love
to
the
do.
carp.
Yeah.
They're my favorite now.
Yeah. And also, if you head over to the mouths of the rivers as well, you can always catch steelhead that are staging, in the fall and even in the spring now. There's steelhead out there, and you can also target salmon as well if you're throwing spinning rods or spinner spoons and all that, or even with flies. I had a few friends hook up with flies out the mouth of rivers, and very doable.
Tons of places.
There's lots actually. It's quite a few.
If you fish Toronto, something important is to have waders because you want to be in the water.
Yeah, red
Remember,
ants.
Chris, the red ants? I've never seen so much red ants in my entire life. It was crazy. Chris and I went to Tommy Thompson, and like the trails were red from ants.
Holy shit.
I don't know if there was like a hatch or something, but they were everywhere, and we put our bags in by the side. And then when we grab our bags, we're walking, and ow, and our bag was covered
Ooh, wow.
with red ants, and I have to jump in the water and rub the ants off my waders because they were getting in.
Yeah, that's another to touch on too. Like, we'll look out for environmental hazards when we're out there, whether it be like either very poor water quality, where you don't want to wade, or soft mud.
Bring a water bottle.
Look for invasive species, like red ants. Locally as well, we have issues with giant hogweed as well. So if you go out to the rivers, and it's quite identifiable. These plants are huge umbrellas. They stand like 7 feet tall or so.
Yeah.
The sap from it, if it gets onto your skin and gets in contact with light, can give you a severe chemical burn that will
make you
actually
blind,
burn
too.
you, and if it's in your eyes, you can go blind. flat out.
Wow.
So be very careful. Know what you're getting into. Yeah, there, even though it's a nice fun day of fishing, there are some hazards out there you have to be aware of and look for. Yeah.
Warmer climate.
Yeah.
Well, you guys look like you're almost about to open. Chris came in, and it got a lot brighter in here. The lights are on.
Yeah,
you guys are
it's
It's
warming
not a
up.
smile. We put the lights on.
Absolutely.
Let's mention IF4.
Yeah, let's talk about. You guys are hosting IF4 next weekend, right?
Yeah, the International Fly Fishing Film Festival.
Okay, so that's next Sunday, right?
That is correct, Sunday.
What time's that?
Doors open at 6 p.m. and at 6:30 the show starts. That day in the shop we have a demo for fly fishing in Belize. A gentleman by the name of Richard French, who owns and operates Slipstream Angling worldwide, is coming in for noon to chat about how to go to Belize on a pretty good budget and actually fit Belize and get it to permit bones tarpon.
Unreal.
So pretty great. Just to grab a good
be
time
here.
to pick his brain. And at 3 p.m. the cast of the movie The Pursuit, which is in the IF4, the film festival, will be in the shop that day talking about musky flies, musky fishing.
Oh, nice.
So we have movie celebrities.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
movie
Oh, the celebrities.
coming in.
Yeah, fly fishing celebrities.
Yeah,
Can't get any
yeah,
better than
yeah.
that. So yeah,
And a
they're
limo.
Yeah, they are. There's actually a limo of 30 people coming from London with some of the
limo?
crew there. Yeah,
A
Where's
limo
our
of
limo?
30?
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'll be the paparazzi.
A limo of 30. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So where are they shoot? Where are they screening?
So it is going to be at the Rainbow Cinema, which Market Square, which is 80 Front Street East.
Okay.
Yep,
Right by the St. Lawrence Market.
right by there,
Yeah,
kitty
yeah.
corner to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Right
I'm going to
downtown.
just ask the stupid question because I don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
What films? How many films are they playing? Like what are the films?
So it's about 8 films that they're going to have, and they're based on everything from like blue water fishing for tuna to trout and small stream, running rivers. There's if you look at the IF4 website, the International Fly Fishing Film Festival website, there's a whole bunch of trailers on there. You can connect to it through our website as well. And yeah, it's basically, to be honest, it's like fish porn.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours of watching the phenomenal like fly fishing cinematography.
Yeah.
And if you're on the fence, if you're fly curious and you want to like get into fly fishing, you want to get into it.
Yeah.
It's a great way to really just like get inspired and see what fly fishing is. The old mentality of like dudes in tweed. Drinking scotch and cigars. Nothing's wrong with all those things. They're all really cool.
right.
I love
Well,
cigars and
There's a new
scotch.
generation, and
Yeah.
I think IF4 embraced that new generation.
Exactly. It shows you that you can just fish for more than trout on small streams. Going for tuna, going for tarpon, going for tigerfish. Like, there's such a variety out there, and it's not an old man sport. It definitely is not. It's
Not anymore.
We're a bunch of trout bums sitting on a table. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a whole new life to it. So
Do the Hook guys have a film in that?
Yes,
they do. Yeah,
They do, yeah.
Along the Way, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they did a road trip across Canada.
Well, because I have 4 tours, right?
It does. Anyone can actually host the IF4.
Okay.
So if you want to next year, you could buy the rights to it and show it in the city or wherever location you want to. So I think your locations.
My apartment.
Yep. All across
I'll sit
Canada.
around. We'll huddle around my TV.
Yep. This is amazing, guys.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah.
So we get the popcorn. Right on. Well, I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be here for sure.
Yep.
It's been 2 years. It hasn't.
Yeah, last year was missed. The year before that,
Yeah.
and the year before that as well. Kim Root had hosted it in the Fox Theater
I
on the
remember
east end
that.
of the city.
Yeah.
A little out of the way, even from like the shop location. Took an hour east on the streetcar to get there.
yeah,
So
it was a while.
Yeah, it's a little more
Very far.
central. I find this time. The shop's nearby as well, so you can pass by the shop in the same day and just see what the shop looks like if you haven't been here before as well.
Right on.
Yeah.
So to close this up, what else can we expect from Drift in the near future? So we got the Fly Fishing Festival coming up.
Yeah. What can you
Anything else?
expect?
That's what like you guys do courses, tying,
Yeah.
anything? What's going
Yeah,
on?
so we do have in-house courses that we do for fly tying, like intro sort of stuff, and advanced courses for fly tying. And they start from like, you're talking like super novice, never have seen a fly in your entire life, and we can get you tying a fly very quickly. We're going to work with local guides. We don't have any drift guides, but what we do is we definitely work with a local, full-time, absolutely established, fully insured guides and get you onto the water. They do their job phenomenally well, so we're not going to try to, take their business or whatever else. We're going to utilize the people around us.
Yeah.
So they do beginner courses, intro courses. We may do a couple here as well, just like what is fly fishing, let's get onto the water type of things. We also are going to do work with like local competitors as well, like actually competitive angling, and offer courses with that, utilizing the team, the Dredge Hogs, which are local to the area, and they'll do some pro seminars, events like masterclass type things as well. Working with the Franklin Club to get people onto their waters, hopefully soon with the Cambridge Club to get people, that they have in their, in their membership base into fly fishing. fishing. And really this summer as well, it's like my plan of mine is to go and just really promote fly fishing, period, or even getting guys outside. Not even about fly fishing, just letting people know you can fly fish or even fish
everywhere,
or enjoy nature in the city itself. Like, you know, you can spend a couple days laying in a park and drinking beer, but what's that doing for anyone or anything? Like, go outside and do something, you know?
Absolutely.
Enjoy what we have. Enjoy this resource. It won't be here forever, so let's utilize it as we can.
Yeah, this is my exercise. I don't play soccer anymore.
Yeah.
So this is my...
Same.
Yeah.
Well, wading in a river
snowboard,
is resistance training.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I gave up basketball recently. It wasn't working out because I'm a pretty short guy.
Yeah.
So, and jogging.
Jogging.
Never been big.
White guys can jump.
You know, like it's just I'm not good at it. So fishing is my sport as well. My exercise.
God, we're old.
Hell yeah. Well, that's great.
Young, old guys.
Yeah, if you combine it with like stand-up paddleboarding or canoeing, boating, anything like that, it really does. It's a full.
Well, paddleboarding sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we go for steelhead, when you go down that cliff, go up again, it's a workout.
A little bit of cardio. You're outside. You're working.
Yeah, you're.
If you want to hear someone
fresh
complain,
air.
go fish with me and walk around a lot.
Yeah.
Guys, what's going on? Just turn around.
My heart hurts.
Yeah, my legs. I have little legs, guys.
yeah.
Crossing rivers.
We
We cross the river. We have water to our not ankle. Huh?
Yeah, like
Waist.
way up.
Well, to our waist.
Oh man,
The French coming out to our waist, and then you look at Mitch, and he's like this, like
Yeah, my arms
he's
up.
like, oh my god,
just floating down the river. See ya. Well, that's it for today. You guys are opening up. Rob, I just want to thank you so much for having us in the shop today.
Thanks, Rob. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it was
guys.
really,
Appreciate
really
it. And
great.
you're welcome anytime.
Absolutely. And you know what? If you haven't checked out the shop and you live nearby or you're visiting Toronto, definitely come by Drift Outfitters, which is Queen East. Stop by and talk to Rob. He's going to hook you up. But for today,
And
that's
Chris.
it. And Chris, of course.
Chris.
Who's busy stocking
Can't
shelves.
forget him.
Getting everything
Great,
going.
Chris.
Mr. Serious.
Take a break. No way. Get to work.
But that's it for today from me, Mitch, Yilma,
Yeah. We'll
And
see you guys
Gab.
next time.
See you next
and
time.
our guest today, Rob.
Take it easy, guys.
And Chris.
And me.
Hopefully, we'll get fishing soon.
Thanks and see you later.